I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer. Sit up straight when I talk to you. How was your life right before you murdered my sisters? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your. If you were really smart, do you think you'd be here right now? What's it like needing this much attention just to feel real? You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all?
I have never heard a victim impact statement like that in any courtroom where we've ever covered this. Let's bring in our panel. Defense attorney and prosecutor Joshua Ritter, criminal defense attorney Donna Rotunno, and retired D.C. homicide detective Ted Williams. Donna, let's start with you. I mean, Olivia, she said what so many people were thinking.
She sure did. That's my kind of girl. She went in there and she let him have it. And that was every pent-up feeling, every question, every hate-filled word that she had for him, and she let it go. And I thought she was poised. I thought she was direct. And even in her venomous tone, she was still respectful. She was respectful of the court. She was respectful of the situation. And she asked the questions all of us have been wanting answers to as we have been covering this case. So kudos to her. And, none of that's going to bring her sister back. No. But maybe she can walk out of there feeling strong and powerful today. And she did a wonderful job.
Yeah, Ted, and as we were listening, I remember you on the ground in the immediate hours and days that followed these brutal murders. And you think about that house where all these kids were, and these were their college years, and what was going on there. And I remember you walking around the property, and you were talking to kids on the campus, and you just think about the lives he ruined and the lives he's taken away. This was Dylan Mortensen, the surviving roommate, detailing the panic attacks.
There are the panic attacks. The kind that slam into me like a tsunami out of nowhere. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking. Sometimes I drop to the floor with my heart racing, convinced something is very wrong. It's far beyond anxiety. It's my body reliving everything over and over again.
Ted, your thoughts on what we heard in that courtroom today?
Sandy, I got to be honest. I am embarrassed by what we saw by the prosecutors and the criminal justice system in this case. They failed these families, they failed the city of Moscow, Idaho, and they failed these 4 wonderful young kids. The prosecutors, when the defense came to them to make a deal, the prosecutors should have made as part and parcel of that deal that Bryan Kohberger stand up, whether he lied or not, stand up and tell the world why he murdered these kids. That we don't know. There is no closure to that, and that is very troubling. These families now have to go the rest of their lives not knowing why there are 4 children, why there are 4 kids, why they were murdered. And the problem is, even the judge said in his colloquy, why? And the judge could have had him to stand up. Once the plea bargain was made, there was no way that this coward, this bottom feeder was going to say anything. So I am really upset. And for the judge to say, well, we don't think that others should benefit or give him his 15 minutes of fame. They're all over the internet right now as we speak. There are people out there giving him 15 minutes of fame. And let me just say this in closing. What you're going to find 5 years, 10 years down the road, that Bryan Kohberger is going to go before some camera and say, because they were going to take my life, I decided to go ahead and plea. I didn't kill these kids. And you're going to get some special out there that's going to want to let this guy out of jail. He should have been made to speak to the nation and tell them why he killed these kids.
Yeah, you know, Ted, there's a lot of people who have that same feeling. I think the judge probably wanted to know the why, too, though the way he explained it was that focusing on the why may give Kohberger the power that he craves, and that he could have sort of spilled it out in dribs and drabs and dragged this on and on and on. So, but to your point, I'm sure that there are people out there right now who are thinking, how do we get Kohberger's story? How do we get him to tell us for a whole lot of money what it was that he did?
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.